Well, hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, just want to kind of go over, I've shown this before, but it usually takes several times for people to really start getting it. But the running through the analysis, this one I happen to be looking at Apple. Did it have to be Apple? No, I could do this on any of them. But, anyways, Apple happens to be something I have traded in the past. And so, what I'm doing here is I'm on the 4 hour candles, right? 4 hour chart, as they say. And what I did here, normally this chart would have been like this, where you can see all these individual candles. But to begin with, I want to see what's the overall trend recently. And I don't think it takes a rocket scientist to figure out that this is a trend up. When you look from here to here, what direction is it going? Now, is it all up? No, it goes up, it goes down, up, but it keeps making new higher highs. Okay, so now we got that sorted. Now let's see if we can find a structure that we're looking for looking for an entry point. So I'm just trying to resize this, shape it so it makes some sense. So one of the things I'm looking for is I'm looking for a bullish action, which is what I've got right here. And so what I like to do here is I'm just going to put these circles to show where this is starting from. And I'm going to go up to the highest high on this particular run. Okay. And then what I'm looking for is the first low. And now this is where you get a little bit of a judgment call. You got this one little, half baked candle here. And it's on a higher time frame. Myself, I'm going to use this one right here as my first low. Okay. Our first low. And the demand zone for this structure would be the first, like your chart probably has red candles and green candles. I'm using black and purple. So I'm gonna grab this rectangular tool. I'm gonna grab the height of that candle, and I'm gonna draw this over like this. Drag that out a little bit, and this is the demand zone. So demand zone. And since I got a bunch of stuff there, I'm going to put this on the left. Oh, that's too far to the left. Okay, well, let's tweak that around, I guess. See what center. Yeah, center will work. Okay. And, if it helps, I'll even tweak that up a little bit. So what am I looking for here? All right, this price action, it's gone up like this, and it's come back down. It's created a first low. Here's the demand zone. So then it's going to go back up, which it has. What I'm looking for, this is right now, it's not happening. This will be something to look at on Monday, is that this price action is going to come back down to here to this demand zone, touch it. And you think of this demand zone kind of acts like a trampoline, just an area for price to bounce off of. Now, does it have to? No, it could come down here and keep going. If it does, then it just invalidates this setup structure. If it comes down here and then it comes back up this way, let's grab a tool here. Not that one. Oh. Okay, so this price action Say it does something like, no, that's not the right one. Sorry, I don't normally draw this part. I'm just trying to show it to you. And let's see, trend line. So if it comes down here, and then the next one, it does something like this. That's not going to be exactly like that, but it gives you the idea of the directional flow of it. If it does that, when it comes outside of this demand zone, that's going to be an entry point. And I would expect this to probably go up to at least here. All right. So let's say it does something like that. Now, what does that mean to you price wise? Okay, well, that's what this lovely tool, this price action tool, if it does this on Monday, all right, that's $8.22. So cut that in two. So, or even better yet, I can't show you that because I didn't pick the right setup. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to jump over on this other tool here and I'll just tell you what I'm looking at. And that was what, $8.22. So with one contract, that means half of that for a contract. So you would make $411. If you had 10 contracts, you'd be making $4,110. And that's the potential gain. Now, is it going to be exactly that? Might be more, might be less, but it gives you an idea. And that's really good money for following this setup. So let me repeat what I did here. I looked for bullish structure. Bullish meaning the price is going up, going up, going up. Marked that, and then I looked where it came down, grabbed the first low. This one's just, I don't know, it just wasn't a warm fuzzy for me. So I'm disregarding it. And so I used this one here. And then the next one, the price started going back up. Okay, but then it started to come back down here. So again, what I'm looking for, and of course I'll go lower on the time frame on this as it's happening, but I'm expecting to see this price come down and bounce off of this. Now it might just barely touch this. What would be ideal is if it came down, if it took out this first low and it's in the demand zone, and then starts coming back, this would be golden. And so that's basically what I'm looking for. Now, again, the reason I point this out, when it comes to the potential high, could it go much higher than this? Oh yeah, it could end up like shooting like way up here. But probabilities, looking at that and past history, is there's a really good chance it'll at least go that high. Now, what if it only goes up to about here? If I get into it down here, I'm still making money. But the idea of this structure that I'm just showing you here, this happens often and it repeats, and it's pretty predictable, really, about how this behaves. It's crazy, but it works, and it's really pretty much that simple. What's a little challenging at first is looking at this candlestick chart and picking up on, all right, where's the bullish action? And is the overall trend bullish? Now, one of the things I'd like to point out is when the overall trend is bullish, you're going to be far more successful if the trades that you're taking are bullish trades. Are there times like this here where it came down and you could have put a put on that? Yeah, you could have, but that would be a really, really high risk trade because you're not basing this price action off of anything. With this following a repeated process that's happened many times in the past, and if it comes down like I'm predicting here and bounces off of that, then this is just good solid confirmation. So what's happening here, see this Demand zone is your reason that you're getting this bounce, unlike here where it just be a guess. And understanding where there's a good likelihood that it's going to come up to the top of this last high and probably break it. I don't know. We'll see. But that is definitely something I'm going to be looking for on Monday. So I just wanted to show you that. I'll probably be going over this again numerous times in some videos just to help people kind of get it into their heads that this is a good setup. And again, what I like about this kind of setup and the high probability that this is what will happen is I will be trading in the direction of the current trend. And every time you do that, you're going to find that it'll seem really easy because the trend is just that. It's a trend and it wants to continue on that beaten path, so to speak. So, anyhow, hope this helps you. And if you're like me, hey, I'm looking forward to Monday. I used to not like Mondays, but since getting back into day trading and now with the options, I'm extremely excited about Mondays. Hope you are too. Have a great day. Bye.